What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan, and this is the Thunder Channel on Nootropics. So I've been on the road the last really week and a half. Almost at the I'm at the tail end of being on the road. So haven't been making any videos because I haven't been home. And but I got a break now, and I want to do this video on when to give cholinergics a break. Now there's context to this, so you got to pay attention to it all. In the meantime, what supports this broadcast is a couple awesome products. Number one, really been popular lately is Shred. It's a fat loss program that works and doesn't keep you hungry while you're doing it. Allows you to eat like really good foods, but works. I mean, there's a lot of weight loss strategies out there that do not work or aren't sustainable. This is a science-based strategy to lose weight. It's called Shred. Get it at livecortex.com. PSSD Basic, for those of you PSSD folks that don't want to do the full consult but want to get some good traction. Get that at livecortex.com. Cortex Nootropics Stack. Extremely strong nootropic stack. Auto ship is finally here, where you can get Cortex shipped to your doorstep every month for cheaper. You don't even have to do anything. You don't even have to worry about it. You don't have to reorder, none of that stuff. It just comes automatically. Do that at livecortex.com. Last two things I'll quickly talk about: the 6-month intensive and the 3.5-month intensive. These are hands-on, results-driven, one-on-one biohacking consults with me. There are 2 slots left in each of those for the coming months. So those of you that are thinking about doing it, you've got to just go pull the trigger. Do it at livecortex.com. Okay, so when to give cholinergics a break? Well, let's set up some context first. I'm referring to a time where you have nailed down like the cholinergic stacks that you take. You know the doses of each one of them, and you know how they're going to affect you. You've perfected them, basically. You've got a phenylpiracetam-centered stack. You have an aniracetam-centered stack. Maybe you have a combo or trio racetam-centered stack. Maybe you have a racetam new-pep stack. Yeah, any kind of cholinergic stack that you realize is good. Sometimes people make the mistake of trying to consistently use those stacks, even if it's on a cyclical a cycle. Like where they'll take their phenylpiracetam stack on Monday, they'll do an oxyracetam-centered stack on Tuesday. Wednesday they'll hit new pep, etc. Thursday they might hit centrophenoxine, but they're really just sticking with cholinergics. Even if you've perfected your choline-centered stacks, you should still switch out to just energy-producing chemicals like dynamine, theobromine, etc. Non-neurotransmitter modifying chemicals like alpha-lipoic acid. Mildly cholinergic chemicals, but mostly energy chemicals, things like Alcar. And then obviously, switching to things that are maybe more along the lines of dopamine or epinephrine or norepinephrine, stimulant based, tyrosine, phenylalanine, all the rest of the stuff that you may take that are stimulants. Modafinil, working on the dopamine side, right? Just focusing on that. When to give the cholinergics a break? When your perfected stacks stop operating the way that they have been and that they should. And that usually comes when you're consistently taking cholinergics, even though they're different compounds, same system. You still have to give them a break. This was spawned by a client of mine that we're done working together. We laid out like 30 really good stacks. Took us some time to get them perfect, but they're perfect. But then the person, after 2 months of not working with me, sort of went to like 4 or 5 of them consistently. And then, I don't want to say they lost their potency, but they weren't consistent. They were sometimes like highs and lows, a little bit of side effects, a little bit of choline lethargy. Like the system got thrown off. Time to switch. Gotta switch. There was a reason we created 25 other stacks supporting different systems, different neurotransmission, and therefore different kinds of performance, but still good performance from those cholinergic stacks. Because it's important to break from them either way. I never will consistently work on the cholinergic side. Sometimes I'll take an entire 2 weeks, 3 weeks off of anything related to acetylcholine and just focus on dopamine, focus on energy. Sometimes I'll focus on GABA and serotonin and just be very chill. I probably get a little less done during that time. Yeah, I most definitely get a little less done during the time, but it's necessary to just be switching between systems. So even though you've got good stacks that work, if you get too pigeonholed on cholinergics, you're going to need a break. And eventually they will lack consistency, and you're probably going to end up with side effects of some type, even though you're doing everything right. So there is a chance to do everything right and run into side effects, in which case and at which time you got to switch to a different system. Give cholinergics a break sometimes. But not necessarily everybody, like, oh, don't go give cholinergics a break. Only when you know they're not performing the way that they're supposed to, and you can't figure out why, and you've done everything else right. Switch it up, my man. Switch it up, my chick. Switch it up, my friends. Thanks so much for watching. Guys, livecortex.com. Go get shred, melt fat, get lean, look amazing. Mostly for men. We can do it for women too, because it works. It's highly effective, but it's geared toward men. Those of you PSSD folks, there's a couple slots and many in the pipeline, a couple undecideds, folks that are sort of, undecided on the PSSD basic, but there's not many left. I have certain slots because I have a schedule, so I've got to fill these. PSSD basic is a way to get you on track, get sensation, libido, etc. on track and improving, and then have you continuing down that path thereafter. Usually for folks that don't want to go the whole 3 or 6+ months with me because of budget reasons. Auto ship on Cortex. Motivation, mental energy, focus, the will to work, productive drive, in a nootropic stack. You can singularly buy Cortex, or you can do the auto ship option, which gets you it for cheaper and shipped to your doorstep monthly for cheaper. You don't have to do anything. It's so awesome. That's been our #1 product because people just realize the benefit of it. Auto ship Cortex, do that at livecortex.com. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Talk to you soon.